Hi, my name is Clarice, and these are my teeth. Oh, they were my teeth, but now they're just fossils. These actually came out of my top teeth. They're my wisdom teeth, and I just had them removed just a week ago. It's Friday, and I got them removed last Friday. And then I have these, which are just pieces of my bottom two wisdom teeth that were actually surgically removed. The first two were pulled out, so I have sockets, open sockets now. But the bottom ones were really severely impacted, so they needed to be surgically removed, broken, and taken out. And I recovered completely, basically in a week. And I never felt pain once, and that's not even an exaggeration. I literally was waiting to feel pain after I weaned myself off of the pain medicine, and I didn't feel it once. The only thing that was uncomfortable was a little bit of tightness and the inability to fully open my mouth. At this moment, after 1 week, I can open my mouth totally horizontally. It's just a little difficult to open my mouth vertically all the way. It's like that. That's as much as I can go. But day by day, it keeps loosening up. And I want to share with you my experience and how I was able to recover so quickly. Just certain natural products that I was able to add into my healing regimen that are very affordable and available at your local natural food store, Whole Foods, or available on Amazon for sure for a really good price, and I'll give you the links to them. And just certain little tips that were really helpful to me. And I'm just making this video so that it can actually inspire you to learn how to heal your body, listen to your body in a natural way when you're having, severe surgery. Wisdom teeth extraction is pretty intense surgery, and it affects you all throughout the day afterwards because it's affecting your ability to eat and to sleep. And the quicker that you can speed up that recovery time is what you really need to focus on. So the first thing I do want to note is that I'm not a licensed professional. I'm purely just speaking on terms of my own experience and my own knowledge. I did work in the natural food and natural health industry for 4 years. So I retained some knowledge through that, but this is mainly just my experience of getting my wisdom teeth extracted and pulled out within a week ago. So your diet before and after surgery is crucial. Just as it is before surgery, leading up to the surgery date, it's as important as what you're actually eating afterwards. So before surgery, it's really important to get those proteins in. So quinoa is a really high source of protein through grains, and dark leafy greens are really great too. Beets and beet juice are awesome because they're a really powerful dose of iron, and you can add them to some fresh squeezed juice, or you can steam them up and mix them with some sauteed vegetables. Super simple, and you're gonna up the dose of your iron in your blood to prepare your body for when you do have surgery and do lose some blood that way. Post-surgery, you're not going to want to eat anything that is requiring you to crunch or to chew or sticky, nothing like that. It's mainly going to be liquids and soft foods. So applesauce, macaroni. My favorite was just a really good protein shake with bananas. If you can get some greens in there too in the smoothie, that'd be great. You're not going to want to use a straw though, so if you can make a smoothie thick enough that you can eat it with a spoon, that's the best. You definitely want to, before and afterhand, avoid any alcohol or smoking cigarettes or marijuana. If you do drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes or marijuana, you're going to increase your chances of having dry sockets. If you want to know anything about dry sockets, you're going to find some pretty terrible horror stories about how much pain that comes along with dry sockets. So do not drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes the weeks following your surgery. So the day or two before your surgery date, you're going to want to fill your prescriptions. And this is really important because you're not going to want to do it after you get your surgery. You just want to go back to bed. So you're probably going to get prescribed a pain medicine, and an antibiotic. The antibiotic is important because the mouth is actually very susceptible to infection, and if your doctor prescribes it to you, you need to take it, and you need to actually finish it the whole term through, whether it's for 4 days or it's required to take for 10 days. You cannot stop halfway in between because you're actually increasing your chances of getting an infection. Your pain medicine that you are going to receive is mostly like a Vicodin. I ended up alternating my Vicodin with some Advil liquid gels so that I wasn't so reliant on the pain medicine. And I was only needing to take it off and on throughout the day for the first 3 days. After the third day, I didn't need any pain medicine after that. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple different natural healing products that I use to help reduce any additional pain, discomfort, swelling, infection. All of it super simple, really affordable, available, and let's get right to it. So the first one is Warun Arnica Montana 200CK. The 200CK is a type of dilution, and Arnica montana is a flower, and it's a homeopathic medicine which has been used for hundreds of years, and it's based on the principle of like cures like. So it's very small dilutions of medicine, and the way that you can take it internally is Warun puts it through these little pellets. So if you are to pick up the 200CK dilution, which is the right dilution for surgery, there's other dilutions like 6C or 6X, you'll see 30C. For surgery, you want 200CK. And it's actually going to come in a lavender bottle. I threw mine away, but this it looks very similar to this. It's just a lavender color. And it comes in this specific tube for a reason. The medicine is on these little pellets that you're going to take. And since it's such a small dilution, it's actually on the outside of these little pellets. So if you were to touch them, you're actually rubbing off the medicine. So it's designed to sit in this tube so that you do not touch the medicine on the outside of the tubes. So the normal recommended dose is 5 pellets 3 times a day. I took 5 pellets about 5 to 6 times a day throughout the first couple days of my surgery until I finished the bottle. So the way that this tube is designed is that there are 2 pieces to it. There's the main tube that holds all of the pellets, and then there's the little cap that sits at the top. And if you were to shake the tube, whether it has pellets or not, nothing's going to come out because it's designed to empty into the cap every time you spin the tube. So once they're as one unit, every time you spin this tube, it's going to drop a pellet out into the cap. Once you see at the bottom that there's 5 there, you're going to remove the cap and pop them in your mouth, and you're going to let those pellets sit in your mouth until they dissolve. It takes about 2 minutes. They taste sweet, almost like a sugar pill, but they do a lot more than just a sugar pill. So this is a super important internal medicine to help reduce pain and swelling and bruising. It's super potent and it's very affordable. For the 200CK dilution amount, for the Warun Arnica montana, the average cost is $12. And you're just going to want to finish this vial off, so about 5 pellets 5 to 6 times a day. The second product is by the same company, Warun, and this is the topical version of Arnica montana. This is the gel version. It also comes in a cream and an ointment. I like the gel the most because if I were to be putting it on my face, I don't want it to leave any sort of residue or be visible, and this is a really nice concentration. It dissolves really quickly, and I don't feel any leftovers on my skin. And I would just rub this maybe 5 times a day on my jawline and my cheeks, especially right before bed. I could put it on top of my makeup and it wasn't even visible, and I would just reapply, and it never felt cakey or sticky or tight. So it's really great to double up on Arnica topically and internally. This is a super inexpensive product. the average price for this tube is 1.5 ounces, was about $8. I used for the entire time of healing, and I don't have any swelling left over. I used about a third of the tube, so I have tons left if I ever have surgery or injury of some sort. I can use this anywhere on my body. It's really great. The third product that I use throughout my healing regimen is the Sovereign Silver Colloidal Silver. There's a lot of colloidal silver products out there, but Sovereign Silver is the one that I find to be the purest, and I really like the company. I've found a lot of success with them. I'm not sure if you're familiar with colloidal silver, but basically it's just positively charged silver particles that are really potent for antimicrobial and antibacterial effects, and it tastes like water. So you can literally drop this in your eye if you have an eye infection. You can put it in your ear for an ear infection. You can ingest it if you feel like a cold is coming on and you want to boost your immune system. It's really fantastic. So this one's a little bit more pricey, but still pretty affordable. The price can end up being more affordable the larger the bottle you buy it, and you can get them up to like gallon sizes. I bought the 8-ounce bottle for about $24 on Amazon. You can buy a 4-ounce bottle for about $15. And you can take this a couple different ways. You can, throughout the first couple days when you're needing to swish out your mouth, gargle. You can gargle with this and then swallow it. It doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like water. You can also put it in the syringe that your dentist or oral surgeon will give to you. I got this from my dentist, but if you have a water pick at home, that's really great too. You can drop some colloidal silver in this pick and actually place it in the holes in the back of your jaw if you did get impacted teeth taken out. There's not much you can put into the open sockets. Mine healed up really quickly. But I do like to, once I wash out the holes in the back of my gums, I put some of the colloidal silver in here and squirt it back there. And it's always good if you're gargling or just having it in your mouth at all, you need to let it sit in your mouth for about 30 seconds before swallowing it. And that's when it's really doing the work. The fourth thing that's really simple to pick up at your local pharmacy is 2 boxes of the gauze squares. And these are really important directly after surgery to help soak up any extra blood that's going to be in your mouth. And you're just going to have to fold them in half and wedge them as far back as you can get into the teeth line, and then bite down as hard as you can. And it doesn't hurt. You're going to be on pain medicine while you're going to be doing this. And it's just put with the pressure, you get all the extra blood out. And once they are filled with saliva or blood, you can take it out and then replenish it with a new one. And you're going to do this for the first couple days until it's actually clean. Icing is super important as well, but you don't want to ice excessively. If you ice excessively, you're actually going to do the opposite of what you want, and it's actually going to start promoting further swelling. So you do want to do an alternating routine. What worked best for me was 20 minutes on and 20 minutes off. And I iced my jawline and my cheeks. To accompany this while I slept, you must sleep upright. Otherwise, the blood and the swelling, it's all just going to be stagnant in your head. So if you can just bulk up enough pillows around you and around your head, you can make a pretty comfortable situation. But you're going to see a reduction in swelling a lot quicker than if you were to sleep flat. Okay, that's it. It might seem like a lot to you, but it really was pretty simple to weave into my healing routine, and it allowed me to recover in just a week. And right now, I'm about to go buy a burger because I can actually chew it, and I've been craving it for quite some time. If you're interested in healing quickly and preventing any sort of infection that may happen after surgery, and you want to start chewing as soon as possible, take some of this advice to mind. And if you have any questions about anything that I've introduced to you, different techniques or different products, don't hesitate to message me or ask me questions. I would love to hear about your own experience if you had surgery of any kind and you actually used some Arnica Montana topically or internally and felt some positive effects, that would be awesome. If you've found that the Sovereign Silver, Colloidal Silver, helped you prevent a cold, I'd love to hear anything that you found out was a positive impact on your life with these products and any sort of tips that I provided you today. Without further ado, it's time to go get a burger. Oh, last thing. If you can remember in that dazed state when you wake up after your surgery, if you can ask for your teeth. Sometimes they don't even let you know that they have them. My dentist actually mentioned that he had them and asked if I wanted them. And I said yes, because then you get to own your very own fossils. Okay, Happy New Year and happy healing.